Welcome to TerryWilson3.com, the show committed to helping you grow, protect, and enjoy your money, business, and life.
Wanted to get with you. This is really something that seems to be scratching a lot of itches, and it looks like it's pretty lucrative.
Well, it's one of the best business decisions that I've made, becoming a rep.
My intent now is being in that call center is letting people know this is the real deal. You will make money, and you don't have to have a product to promote. Just get in that call center and take calls, read a script. You will make money.
I started my own personal business 10 days ago. On Friday, I have my first 2 sales come through, and I have more pending. You do the activity, you take the time, you talk to the people.
You will make money.
I am in love with it. I don't know any other way to put it.
I really appreciate all the value you give. It's a lot, man. I look up to you a lot. You're kind of a leader in an industry where there's lots of BS.
And by the way, I love your swag. This is the Terry Wilson. Really? I'm excited, Terry. All right, I want to get started here.
Christopher B. This is Terry Wilson, and you are here at my podcast, watching it either on YouTube or listening to it through Stitcher or iTunes. If you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can see our videos and some of the illustrations and trainings that we do show from time to time, you can go to terrywilson3.com/YouTube. That's terrywilson3.com/YouTube. Take you straight to my YouTube channel. Love to have you as a subscriber over there. Anytime we publish a brand new video of any sort, we definitely would like to alert you and let you know. We've started a new thing this week called the Word of the Week. And that's where we take down a particular word and just for 2 minutes, just break it down and how it applies to you, how it's going to make you more efficient, more effective, how it's going to help you grow your business, and how it's going to bring about more enjoyment in your life and in your business. This week's word was encouragement, and we talked about how to get encouragement and how to give encouragement and why it's important for you to give encouragement to others and why it's even important in business, why it's not just a philosophical great idea or a religious tenet, but it's actually something that you really ought to do in business because it's going to help you in your business. It's going to help other people. So I definitely would love to have you as a subscriber at terrywilson3.com/YouTube. But also, I think some of these little 2-minute word of the week things that we're showing and sharing will be of benefit to you. If you're an audiophile like me, I love audio. I go to bed at night listening to NPR, listening to Wait, Don't Tell Me is one of my favorite shows. I also like to listen to other podcasters like Cliff Ravenscraft, Ray Edwards, several others. I don't want to forget someone, but I love podcasts. I learn a lot from podcasts. Matter of fact, I was inspired to start this business because I was listening to other people that did podcasts and working from home. And I said, man, that would be great to be able to work from home, but I just don't understand how I could take what I've got here and do it in a format from home. It just didn't make sense to me. And so I started listening to these guys and I started digging into how they did business, and I bought their coaching packages and went to some of their seminars and their webinars and their conferences and got around and hanging around some of these folks. And it's just like, man, this really is a very doable way of doing business and enjoying your life. And so we launched this in 2009, just right after losing the music business, which was a traditional retail, brick and mortar, retail and wholesale business. And man, I tell you what, I wished I knew then what I know now, as the old adage goes. But hey, rather, now than later, it's never too late. And so I've got clients right now that are joining us every day that are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s and saying, hey, man, I wished I'd have done this business like this 30 years ago. One of my clients down in Atlanta, he says, this is the easiest business I have ever done, Terry, because he comes from the context and the perspective of a field producer in the insurance business and having to go door to door and cold calling and all that. And so when he saw this business and how people literally call you and you just simply are able to answer the phone help them out, show them, how you can improve their life, match them up with a product, good, or service, sometimes even giving something away and get paid. He loved it. So if you would like to listen to this podcast as well as others, I recommend others as well, then subscribe to us at terrywilson3.com/iTunes. That's terrywilson3.com/iTunes. And then every time we publish one of these podcasts, it will be in your iTunes inbox, ready for you to listen to on demand whenever you want. When you're walking, when you're sleeping, when you're exercising, whatever you're doing, you can listen to it at your convenience. I love on-demand content. I love Netflix. My favorite shows now are all on Netflix. If it wasn't for sports, I don't even think we would have a TV package anymore, because I just love being able to binge on something and watch it when I want and then not. And a couple of my favorite shows, I wish they would release 3 or 4 seasons at one time, because if I really like it, what I end up doing is watching it all in a matter of, a Saturday, just binging on it. And then I have to wait another year before they release another. And so sometimes that gets frustrating. Listen, there's nothing better that you can do for yourself. There's no better money spent than money spent in improving and educating and inspiring and informing yourself. Self-development and and business growth and personal growth is the best way to invest your money. You can take $100, and if you're a wonderful investor and you know all the tricks of the trade, you on average are going to make 6% in the stock market. You could take that same $100, and through the guide and through the influence and through the inspiration and through the training of a certified and credentialed TW3 trainer, you could take that $100 and turn it into $2,500, $3,000, $4,000. Because if you have the right tools and understand how to market and how to match up a targeted audience with a product, good, or service that matches them, then the sky is the limit. And so when I tell people invest money, yes, you should be in the stock market. Yes, if you like real estate, invest in real estate. But let me tell you something that I think is the best investment, whether you do TW3 or not. Start your own home-based business. Start your own thing. Learn how to take the passion that's on the inside of you and match it up with products, goods, and services that will match people that you can target. And understand how to do that. And when you have those 3 things going for you, people, product, and a process, you can make much money as you want. You can have as much fun as you want. You have the world at your disposal. And that's what we teach, and that's what we train, and that's what I want to offer you. If you would like one-on-one training, we're having a live seminar this March 29th, 30th, and 31st. We only have a few tickets left. If you'd like to come to that, reach out to me at terrywilson3.com/contact. I'll show you exactly how. We've got a package bundled together that will get you our marketing system, all of our training modules with that, and give you free tickets to a 3-day, 2-night conference, one-on-one, you, me, and about 30 other people of my closest friends. And we're going to sit down, and I'm going to give you the technical skills and the marketing skills to be able to do your own home-based business that matches what you want to do. Okay, so if you want to be a part of that, if you want to take advantage of that, there's only just a few seats left. So don't wait till the last minute. Go ahead and say, hey, Terry, I want to be a part of that right now. Reach out to us at terrywilson3.com/contact, and we'll get you on there, okay? So how do you become more efficient? What are some ways that you can be more efficient in your work? One of the hardest things that new entrepreneurs are going to face is when you go from the 9-to-5 corporate over into a home-based business or your own office. Maybe it's not at your house. Maybe you've rented an office space, wherever it's at. But you've left the systems and the way of doing things from other people, and now you're developing your own. Sometimes that freedom can also cause chaos if you don't have some, structure in place that says, okay, this is how I'm going to manage my business. This is how I'm going to manage my time. This is what I'm going to do. And so I came up with 8 techniques that I think efficient people use to gain freedom every day. Because the reason why anybody wants to become an entrepreneur, I think, is for freedom. And how they are afforded freedom is time and money. That's what affords them freedom, and that's what entrepreneurialism done effectively and executed properly, the proper techniques and having the right systems and strategies in place will afford you time and money. And that is going to give you freedom, and that's what everyone seeks. So how can you be more efficient? What do people do to gain more freedom in their entrepreneurial journey? So I got 8 little techniques I want to share with you today that I think will help you in your business and help you become more efficient. Number 1, and this is a big one. This is a big one because it's talking to me. Stop multitasking. Many people fool themselves into thinking they're good at it, but most people are not. Most people can do a lot of things on mediocre at one time, but it's very hard to do anything excellent when you're doing several things at one time. In the way, especially when you're launching your new business, especially when you are in the launching mode of your entrepreneurial journey, you're just starting out, you really don't have the tolerance, the ability to miss it a little bit. You've got to be as good as possible when you're first starting out, because you're having to learn all these new skill sets. You're having to learn this new sort of tempo of doing business. You're having to learn all different marketing skill sets, technical skill sets, product skill sets. I understand. I mean, there's a lot of things that typically when you start your own entrepreneurial business, you're having to sort of pick up and learn. And so you need to be focused. You need to have your mind clear. And when you start multitasking and you start trying to do 5 things at one time, you're spread so thin you can't concentrate correctly. You can't think clearly. You can't complete a task. So stop multitasking. Make it to where what I do and what I've done for several years, and I think I've become a better coach, a better consultant, a better trainer doing it this way, is I only train and consult on certain days of the weeks and certain time during those days. And I make my clients that have a certain credential level with me, that have one-on-one time with me, I make them schedule it through my calendar. And the reason I do that is because if I took coaching calls, training calls, anytime, every time someone wanted it, then that's all I'd be doing is answering the phone, and I couldn't produce these podcasts like I'm doing now. I couldn't do more product development to stay on the cutting edge of what our membership members need, the TW3 members. And so I need time to do those things effectively, and I couldn't do those if I'm just always on call. If I always responded to email every time email came in, if I was just never committed to one simple thing during that time, but I was open to do anything all the time, then I would get nothing done. And so when you start your entrepreneurial journey and you're trying to get more efficient with what you do during the day, because one of the things that people sometimes have this misnomer, this false expectation is, they see folks like me and others who are doing this full time, making really good money from home, making really good money of having their own business, and seeing them to be able to go on vacation, go when they want, work when they want, all that. And it's all possible, and you can do it. But they expect as soon as they get involved the next week, they can do that. And I will tell you, when you first launch your business, you really need to be, head down, focused, and this is what I'm doing. And don't get distracted. And sometimes you're going to have to put in some very long hours up front. It's not going to be that way forever. But sometimes if you want to get up to speed as quick as possible, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take, hey, I'm working this 9 to 5, but when I get home, I'm committed 4 hours, 3 hours to whatever you're going to do to the speed and level you want to go. I'm spending those times. I'm not going to get distracted. And you got to stay committed to a process. The process won't stay committed to you if you don't stay committed to the process. So when you're trying to multitask and you're trying to do all kinds of things at one time, I'm telling you, you're going to spin in circles. So write down on your daily activities, okay, from this time to this time, I respond to emails. From this time to this time, I do my phone calls. From this time, you need to even schedule time. And from this time to this time, I'm going to rest. I'm going to stop. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to sit there and relax and just think. You got to have that. If you don't do that, if you don't plan for rest, you never will rest. If you don't plan to do the simple tasks, they never get done. And sometimes in business, I'll tell you, it's the small things that kill you. So number one, stop multitasking. Number two, delegate. Sometimes your time, I would argue most of the time, your time is worth more than your money. If you can get someone to do something for you for $5, $10, and it takes them 30 minutes to an hour to do, or 5-10 minutes to do, and it takes you half a day to do, then you need to be delegating. You need to be anything and everything. Listen, people laugh. Some of my friends laugh at me now because we have our groceries delivered. We don't hardly go to Walmart anymore. We have everything come from Amazon. Most of the time our dinner is brought to us by one of these food delivery service. The menial task that takes time away, I try not to do anymore. It's not because I'm lazy. It's because I want to be as efficient and as effective as I can with my time. So when I'm at work, I'm not having to worry about all this little menial stuff. I can outsource that. And yes, it costs me $2 or $3 extra to have the groceries delivered. Yes, it cost me about $10 extra to feed a family for dinner because of having it delivered. But the time it saved me, I'm more than made up for in value because I was able to do one little thing that probably yielded me a few $100 extra because I wasn't trying to save $10. So delegate. Number three, use appropriate communication. And I'm a student of communication. I find it ironic sometimes and definitely hilarious that I have made a living for the last 25 years as a communicator, because I listen back to some of the things I've said, some of the podcasts I've done, some of the webinar training I've done, and I scratch my head and say, oh my God, how did anyone get anything out of that? But the point of the matter is, I don't think anyone will ever fully 100% get everything right in their communication skills. You need to, and I do, and especially if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you need to delegate some time. I'm not saying every day, but once a week, sharpen your communicational skills. One of the best things that you can do to become a more effective communicator is to take the MBTI coaching course that we offer. Yes, it's $197, but it's the best money you'll ever spend, and let me tell you why. Until you understand who you are, until you understand your perspective, your personality, your major psychological functions, and how it is distinctly different and how it delineates between others, then you are speaking like I have and many people have for years in an echo chamber, and I still do it to this day. In other words, you say things the way you understand those things. But the problem is there's 16 other different ways of understanding in major personality types. And if you don't understand those personality types and how they're different from you, you're going to be like me, and sometimes still like me, because it's a process I'm learning. You say, have you ever just like, I told them this, how come they don't understand? Have you ever said to yourself, I told so-and-so this, and yet they still said or did or responded or reacted? Or in other words, your argument is, I communicated something contrary to the response I got, and I don't understand why. And you're scratching your head. And then you get into questioning motives with them. And then all of a sudden relationships deteriorate because you're like, I don't understand. This is what was said, yet they still did. But what you haven't given room for, what you haven't maybe considered, and most people don't, I know I haven't, is they heard you. They heard the words you said. They understood your heart and maybe an overarching meaning, but the nuances of what you were saying was missed because their communicational style, because of their personality type and major psychological functions, are so different than yours. And the most eye-opening thing that I have ever done in the last several years when it comes to communications is really digging deep into the MBTI, the Myers-Briggs type instrument, and really understanding it, not just from a, hey, you're an extrovert, you're an introvert, you're a thinker, you're a feeler, you're a judger, you're a perceiver, you're intuitive, you're a sensor. Most people get those from a topical sense, but how they correlate internally, how they play together, and how they react differently than others, and how they are perceived differently. Until I really dug deep into that, man, I really didn't appreciate how different we all are. And because I didn't appreciate that, I was a subpar communicator. And I'm probably, self-awareness here says I'm probably just average at best now. But I know the better I become at communicating, the more effective I become at conveying my feelings, my thoughts, and my energy, the better I'm going to be in business, and the better I'm going to be in my personal life. So I want to tell you, the best thing you can do is invest in that at some point. And so that's great. And it'll help you become more efficient and more effective in your business. Number 4, apply structure to your schedule. The best thing you can do is get you either a paper or digital calendar, and don't just put tasks down that I want to accomplish today, but put down the time you're going to work on that, the time you're going to allow yourself, and the ability to forward it over to tomorrow if you don't complete it, and get disciplined about, I'm not going to do anything else during this time until I've completed that hour, that 30 minutes, whatever you've given yourself. Get structured. For you guys who are intuitives like me, that you're not high on a sensory function, we're big picture folks. We're not detail oriented as we should. I'm telling you, that's going to be a struggle or a challenge, maybe a little bit, but trust me, it is worth the discipline. It is worth the pain to get to that point. You will be happier. You'll be more profitable. You'll be more effective. You will be more efficient. Number 5, give everything a proper place. Give everything a proper place. Everything you do should have a proper place. Everything you have, get it organized. There's something about organization that causes people, I don't care who you are, you could be the biggest slob in the world. I've never met anyone that has walked into a well-organized, well-cleaned, just good-looking room that has been, prepared. There's something relaxing about it. There's something that's just, now I know there's certain personality types that are just, they're A types that are wound tight, and boy, it's everything has got to be, just so, and they can't function if everything's not organized exactly. But for people that are like me, more laid back, even the most laid back people that can, as long as there's a remote and a TV, it doesn't matter what the place looks, even I would have to admit, I'm more comfortable. I'm more relaxed. I'm more creative. I am more at ease. I'm more efficient when things are organized. One of the things that my wife and I did this year, we were blessed and our business did so well for the last several years. We went from not having any equity, just rebuilding, trying to get back on our feet from losing a business and a house and all that stuff, to saving up money in 1 year, coming up with a pretty sizable down payment because of the podcast, because of the business, because we was able to, and we bought a brand new house, brand spanking new built home, basically a 2 stories with a full basement and everything like that. We've got 5 children, and so we needed basically 6 bedrooms, and so we technically have room for 7 bedrooms, and an office and a schoolroom, and so we have been blessed with a wonderful house, but we haven't. We've been so busy. We've been so doing things is just keeping us away from organizing the house, or at least decorating it the way we want. We had furniture, but it just wasn't decorated. And so what we said for Christmas this year is, hey, let's decorate the dining room. Let's decorate the living room. And I want to decorate and work on my office a little bit. And so you can see right here, I took some time and put up some furnishings. And you can see now the latest few podcasts I've done has got a background now. And I've spent some time and got my office a little more organized. And I've got a whiteboard up now so I can do my word of the week and I can do different trainings. I've got my desk set up in a certain way that it's just more relaxing. I have found I love coming to my office now. I love hanging out, and I have been probably the most creative I've been in years just because I'm relaxed in an office that I've got everything I need right here, and I can, have a ball game on with the music sound all the way off and it going in the background so I can keep up with my scores of different games I love because I love sports. I've got my music, I've got my record player, I've got my CDs, I got everything right here, and I'm at home. I am totally relaxed. I have created an environment that has made me a lot more efficient, a lot more effective. And what did I do? I took a little bit of time and organized. I took a little bit of time, put things in a proper place. I took a little bit of time and put my personality, my character to the room. And so now it is amazing because we were just laughing about it. We launched this podcast back when I was working out of our bedroom closet. That was the only place in the house that was quiet. All the clothes surrounding me, and I was literally in a 8x6 room with a card table, my laptop, and a microphone. And we were working on the office here, and we sort of just chuckle and says, "Boy, we've come a long way, haven't we? From starting from the music business all the way back here." And I can say, even though I'm grateful for that little walk-in closet, I wasn't relaxed. I wasn't as creative. I was more in a sink or swim, do or die, just struggling for air type mental mentality at that time. But now I find I don't have to struggle as much. I don't have to paddle as hard. I find that I can get things done, huge things done with less energy because my environment has changed. The attitude of the room has changed. I want to tell you, get things in a proper place. Create an environment, an office that you might not have the money or the resources right now to get everything you want, do everything you want, but just do that one thing. Hang that one picture on the wall. Put that one candle on your desk. Do something small this week to change your environment because it will change the way you feel. And as you change the way you feel, you can change your perspective. And when your perspective changes, what you do, what you say, how you conduct yourself, your motivations, your inspirations, all of that changes. And you attract people to your business and you attract the right people. And all of a sudden the windows of heaven open up and ideas start coming in and you have these thoughts. Call these type of people or call this person. And here's what you could offer. And here's what you could say to offer a greater value, to offer something that will compel them to start doing business with you. Those thoughts, those ideas come when you are in a relaxed state of mind. Creativity, I've said this in many training modules. If you go back and listen to several podcasts, I've said this before. So if you heard it, I apologize for repeating, but it bears repeating in this particular podcast and this fact. Your brain is like a muscle. And when you can relax that muscle, and when you can relax that mind, when it's not contracted by stress, when it's not contracted and tightened up because of the cares of the world, but it's just sort of on this relaxed state, all of a sudden it just opens up and man, it just soaks in whatever you put in it. And that's why you have to get around good content and listen to podcasts like this. Listen to other podcasts. Get around inspiration and motivation. Get a free audiobook, and you can get one over at terrywilson3.com/free book. You can get a free audiobook from anybody you want. But pour that stuff in your mind when you're in that relaxed state. And the way you can get in a relaxed state sometimes is changing your environment, putting things in its proper place. Number 6, time activities. Listen, time your activities. Don't go all day in one particular activity. Even if it's a activity, even if it's a thing that has to be done, there's deadlines. I get all that. I know that sometimes things take forever. But give yourself breaks on certain activities. If you got a hard thing and it's going to take 8 hours to complete it, then if you can, break it up in 2-hour increments. Break it up in 3-hour increments. Do half of it this day, half of it day. Do some time your activities. Give yourself mental rest, breaks, and changes. It's good for the mind. It's good for the soul. Number 7, commit to your downtime. If you don't plan for rest, if you don't plan for time off, if you don't plan for that quiet moments, you will never have them. Relaxation, rest, time to your own thoughts does not happen on accident. It just doesn't happen because everybody just decides to quit pulling on you. You have got to be intentional about you time or me time. If you don't put that on your calendar, it will never happen. And number 8, and finally, plan out your projects. Plan out your projects. Get detailed with those projects. Give yourself proper timelines. I'm going to be doing my first sort of larger seminar and conference for the first time. So I gave myself a 3-month window here so I can plan, get all the resources together, get the hotel, conference center booked, all that stuff that I was going to need. I timed it, I planned that project out because I don't know what I don't know. And so anytime you're going into a larger project, make sure you plan it out and give yourself enough lead time. Okay. And that way you're not stressing out. I've never understood why people want to wait till and I've heard people say, well, I don't get motivated. I don't get inspired until the night of. I understand that. Fool yourself. If you're one of those type of people that have to set your watch 15 minutes faster than the actual time to show up on time, do whatever. Lie to yourself if you have to. Tell yourself it's due in 2 weeks when it's due in 2 months if that's what you got to do to get going. But you got to plan things out. Doing it off the cuff, doing it, it won't work out. Even if you're an intuitive like me, even if you're someone that likes to do it in the moment, get in the moments beforehand so that it doesn't come across as like thrown together. Plan your projects out. Listen, we're going to have this conference coming up in March. I want you there. If you've ever had a dream, if you've ever had a thought, if you've ever had an idea, I would really like to have my own gig. I would really like to have some tool that I could grow my existing business now. Then I'm telling you, you will want to be at this conference because someone asked me the other day, Terry, what's different about you versus some of these other guys that sell lead generation, coaching packages and different things? I said, it's real simple. We come from a very holistic approach. There's those 3 things and I drive in the ground, but you've got to have leads. So that's your people. So it's not that you're just buying a lead generation and marketing platform. That's part of it. But you also have to have a strategy on how to use all these tools to make money. That's the process. And you got to have a product to sell. So you might have an existing business, existing products. We'll use our system, use our strategies, use our processes to grow your business. But if you don't have anything, we're going to get you matched up with products that you can make anywhere from $1 up to $18,000 per client. We're going to show you how to drive leads into your phone or your email box. That's people that need, want, desire, and can afford these various products that you offer. And then we're going to show you how you can give things away and make money. And what are you giving away? And who are you talking to? And what are the products you're offering? Well, that depends on your passion. Who are you? What do you enjoy? What business background do you have? See, when you answer those questions, you answer what products to get involved with. I'm not here pitching thrills, pills, lotions, and potions. Not everybody's designed to sell diet solutions. Not everyone's designed to get into insurance. Not everyone's designed to get into real estate. Not everyone's designed to get into food and restaurant and retail business. What is it that you're about? See, when you can discover who you are, and that's why we have the MBTI. I told the person asking, we are a complete holistic business and marketing and lifestyle solution, all in one box. And because we all have it under one umbrella, they all sort of coordinate with one another. You don't have to say, okay, I'm in the insurance business or the real estate business, and I need to know how to find leads. Or I know how to generate leads, but I don't have a product. Or I have a product and I have this lead generation system, this platform, but I don't know how to use it to make money. See, it takes people, it takes product, it takes process. When you have all three, you can go to the next level. This is Terry Wilson with TerryWilson3.com. Hey, remember, if you want to go to the next level, you have to grow to the next level. And that's why I want to give you a free copy of my new book, You Are Worth More. Go to TerryWilson3.com/worthmore now.
Thank you for listening to our show today at TerryWilson3.com. If you would like more information on how we can take your money, your business, and your life to the next level, then please visit us online at TerryWilson3.com or call 800-673-1728.
Man, it's a great system here. This is good stuff here. I wish I found this company 10 years ago.